how bad it has been in the past for me with energy and depression.
Yeah, there were a span of years there that really probably put some scars.
Some gray hairs in
some
your
gray
beard.
hairs in the beard. Lost some hair.
My car may be too loud for this to work, but I just have to share while I'm in the car and seeing this gorgeous place that I live. It's insane how beautiful it is. The sun is just peeking up over the hills and it's just orange and beautiful. It's back behind clouds right now, or I'd show you. Well, also I'm driving, so I can't show you, but I just drove my two little Amish kids to school, and I'm just in love with today. So I got to bed at midnight because I want to get the videos out every day, so I stayed up a little late getting the video out, and then I slept until 6:30, which is always a miracle. And the miracle is that I can get up out of bed in the morning, and it's no big deal. Like, I want to get up. I'm okay to get up. I just jump up out of bed at 6:30 and I'm up for the day. Whereas before, so how does that relate to carnivore? How does that relate to eating good? Well, before I was eating good, I could sleep for hours and days and never want to get up out of bed. Never feel rested, but get out of bed because my body ached because I didn't even want to be in bed anymore. But I never felt good. I am absolutely giddy with joy right now for no other reason than that I'm alive and that the clouds are beautiful and the sun is out and people are good, and I just can't not be joyful right now. That is a miracle. Just praying in my heart constantly with gratitude and thanking my Father in heaven for this world and my luck in finding the right food that are fixing my brain and fixing my body. I've been carnivore for 9.5 months, and now, all of a sudden all these good things are happening. And I think it took so much longer because I had autoimmune Hashimoto's, and I think it's going to continue to get better, you guys. Just getting a small taste. Have you heard of Carrie Mann at Homestead Hal? I think he should be called Carrie Manchild because he is just a big kid. But his transformation is unbelievable. Not even the weight that he lost, but the energy and the drive and the change in his personality. He is a big kid, and his transformation was so fast. Maybe you'll be like him if you try to change what you eat. Maybe you'll be like him, and in a matter of months, you'll be a completely different person. Or maybe you'll be like me, and it'll take you 9.5 months to have a change in your energy. And maybe you'll have to, like me, after 9 months, start including some sprinting, start including some push-ups. Maybe it'll take you that long. It took me that long before I even wanted to exercise or do anything. And maybe you'll be like him, maybe you'll be like me. But in a year from now, who can even say what will be happening to you a year from now? But if you don't change something, you won't know. It'll be nothing. You'll be exactly the same. Or maybe sicker. I wouldn't be exactly the same. I would have been 244 pounds. Add 9 months, I would have been 260 by now. And not happy. Not happy at all.
I do not know how he doesn't crave this every day. This is delicious. This is tallow. It makes it like a gravy. They're like little sausage patties. It's just hamburger. It is so good. We are driving to Columbus today to do a Santa gig, and we are going to be gone, shopping and running errands and stuff all day long. Nate is having major meat aversions, and he wants to go out to eat at like a steakhouse, but I just don't want to risk it and the seed oils and the money. I'm cheap. So our plan is we're going to fry up all these hot dogs because these are homemade deer hot dogs, 0 carb. Deer is a ruminant animal, so I feel like it fits enough within lion that we are good. So this is what we're going to do today. We are here today at the Columbus Bilingual Academy North. Getting our Santa gear all ready to go. But the most important Santa gear is under here. Candy canes. Hi, I'm Mrs. Claus. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so today is day 5 of our Lion Diet Challenge. I did a Santa thing today, so I still have eye makeup on. So it's weird that I can see my eyes. So today was interesting because I got up and I did my exercises, my sprints and my push-ups like first thing for 7:30. And I was just so stinking happy today. And then we went and did errands and shopping and a Santa gig. And on the way home, I just crashed, like totally tired. Not cranky, but just...
No, it's exhausted.
Just exhausted. But it was super fun to be really happy today.
Yeah, it was good for everybody.
It's good for everybody when someone is happy.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to talk today about how bad it has been in the past for me with energy and depression and how that affects your whole family.
Right.
I just want to talk about that a little bit because it was like a lot of people, depression just sucks the joy out of pretty much everything.
Right. And everyone.
That's all you have to say about it?
No, do you want how do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? Well, yeah, she had some dark times, and we had some dark times. The family and the girls did as well. And it was difficult because things weren't going the way we wanted them to go, right? And our mental state was detrimental to ourselves and to our girls and to me and to our relationship. And so, yeah, there were a span of years there that really probably put some scars.
Some gray hairs in
some
your
gray
beard.
hairs in the beard. Lost some hair. And yeah, I think our girls would concur.
That is rough. It's rough.
Yeah. And yeah, I wasn't used to that because as my experience is my mother, and of course everybody's mother is great. I hope, maybe not, but my mother was wonderful and didn't seem to have those problems and powered through and was able to work and do all her chores and babysit and so when she wasn't able to do those kind of things and just do basic things, right?
And sometimes not
dishes
even basic things.
Yeah. And then not meet the needs of kids and yeah, that was pretty damaging. And like night and day now, obviously. But just like with anything, any bad behaviors or any actions in the past that we make mistakes, you can't fix them all the time.
You can't go back and make it not have happened.
Right, and you can't focus on looking back, right? Because when you're learning to ride a bike, if you're always looking back at where you've been, you'll always fall off the road, right? And so you need to keep your head forward and keep pushing through and realize that, yeah, you may have hurt some people and you do your best to make amends. You do your best to make things right and go forward. But if you keep focusing on that stuff, it just puts you in another spiral, I think.
Yeah.
So I remember one day I did babysit, and I mean the kids ate. I took care of people, but it was hard. It took a toll. I couldn't do anything else. But I remember one day that it was lunchtime again, and I had to feed everybody again, and it was so overwhelming. And I just remember sobbing because I couldn't think of anything simpler to make, anything easier to make than peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like, just the thought of even having to get up and put peanut butter on one side and jam on the other and stick them together and make lunch was completely overwhelming. Like, I couldn't even cope with that.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I wasn't one of those, I wasn't like I could get out of bed. I got out of bed and I did things, but it was mechanical. I was miserable. I made other people miserable, and I made everybody around me feel guilty for existing. Like that I hated that they were dependent on me because I knew I was letting them down. And so it was a vicious cycle that I was resentful that they needed me and made them feel like they were bad. So I have a lot of apologizing to do for my kids and my husband. But I do feel better now. And so, like, our youngest child is having a much different childhood than our older two daughters. There's a big gap between our girls. And so I think hers is going a little better.
Yeah,
I think the youngest is having an easier time than the older two did.
You know, you alluded to something, I think, that is a theme for you, is that when you'd said that you had to make food again for them.
Yeah.
And she often has in the past made comments about, you know, the dishes, they just keep getting dirty, right?
Every time.
And food has to keep getting made. And that's overwhelming, that doing that. And I'm sure a lot of you have had that experience where that decision fatigue, making dinner. I just don't want to make any dinner, right? Like, let's go out. So yeah, she experienced that a lot, and that was a common phrase in the house. But I don't hear that anymore.
Oh, right. You need to eat again?
Yeah, right. The dishes are dirty again.
Again. Yeah. But I mean, you know, laundry, dishes, like.
Yeah, laundry.
I'm managing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like, if things come up, it may be a day or two until I get to stuff, but it's not overwhelming. Yeah. And there was, like, in my life, I did this one thing, and then the next day, my mental health was greatly improved. And it's really a really strange thing. I drank a cup of water kefir. And I tell you what, the next day, it was like the clouds parted and the sun came out. And I realized at that moment, I can now choose how I react to things. And before, I did not feel like I had a choice. I felt like my brain was just going to do what it was going to do. It was just going to think the way it was going to think and destroy every good thing in existence with my thoughts. But after I took that water kefir, I felt like I can choose how I react to this. And I had to relearn how to think, how to react to things. And it takes years to reprogram how you behave. But I think that the conclusion that I'm drawing from that is that I was missing some kind of bacteria or yeast or something that was in the water kefir that I absolutely needed. And this is a homegrown kind. This is not like a store-bought kind. Right. And so we've done water kefir for years and years and years. And I don't do it anymore because I think that, especially on Carnivore, and were we still doing it when we started Carnivore? Were we still doing the water kefir every day?
No, it's still in the fridge.
I think that whatever good bacteria I need is well established because I don't need that. But it used to be like if I would forget for 4 or 5 days to drink a water kefir, I would start to get mentally unwell, like very angry and mean and impatient and just things that don't make you feel good about yourself when you behave that way. So and then just this extra energy that I have is I'm getting through my to-do list. I'm able to do things. I'm able to think about the future without getting overwhelmed and overtired. And it's just really, really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool to see her do things without complaining about it or noting that we're not doing it or helping, and she just does it. And I think that's going to pay dividends in the sense that she set an example. And that's good. When you do something like that and you don't browbeat somebody to play along, they'll sometimes just naturally come along because you're so much more pleasant to be around, and you want to be around them, and so you'll naturally feel bad, right, for them, and want to help them out.
Well, okay, so this is what Nate often says when he sees people working. What do you say when you see people working?
I say, I hate to see you working so hard, so I'm not going to look.
So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
turn around.
Turn around. Yeah. Apparently, one of my uncles always said that about my grandmother, who probably worked herself to death while her sons just sat there and watched. Worked in the coal mines. And,
yeah, they worked hard.
They worked hard too, yeah.
But I'm sure she worked really hard.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right.
So update for today.
Yep.
My weight today, so my starting weight was 254.4. My weight today was 246.4. So I have lost 8 pounds
in 5 days.
In 5 days, and I think it's in the very day one that I'm expecting 6 to 8 pounds, and I may do 10.
You have 2 more days.
I don't think I'll get to 10, but 8 in a day, 5 days, pretty good. But once again, I think it's a lot. It's mostly water. I'm not producing a ton of waste right now. Yeah, so.
And your blood pressure looks good?
My blood pressure was 106/78 today, and that was taking a pill in the middle of the day yesterday. Mm-hmm. So I took a pill this morning. I'm going to see how that helps me. I slept terribly last night. I woke up at 2:38, had to go to the bathroom. I thought I had...
You got up at 8?
No. At 2:38, I looked at my clock. I clicked at my clock. Okay. And couldn't sleep. Racing thoughts. Music going through my head. I usually have a technique to self-relax and to calm my body, and it works, but it didn't work last night, and I feel like I laid awake for a long time. And I got back to sleep and was restless, a lot of dreams with conflict in them. Going back to college and having conflict with younger people in college that weren't as smart as me. I mean, we're doing dumb things, I guess. So yeah, and I woke up at 7:15. So I got a lot of sleep, but it was broken up, and it wasn't. And when I woke up, I was actually half tempted. I just felt bad, and I had been nauseous last night when we were caroling at some point in the van. And I don't remember being too hot, but that was kind of the nausea I was having. And then last night when I woke up, I was definitely not pleased and satisfied with what my stomach and how I was feeling. It wasn't an ache or anything, just unease. Like a hunger that's not satisfied, but I don't want to eat meat. So that's what I was having in the middle of the night. I almost got up and went downstairs and fried up some chunked steak we had there that was kind of undercooked, and put some bone broth in it. The bone broth I really enjoy with salt because it kind of feels hot liquids usually make my stomach feel more full. So, but I didn't do it. Because I thought if I did that, I probably would never go back to sleep. So, any rate, 8 pounds off, good blood pressure still, and bad night's sleep. So hopefully it'll be better tonight. We had we had a ribeye steak tonight for dinner, and I had a lot of fat on that. So I'm hoping that fat will help with that sleep tonight.
Yeah, I like to eat some of that raw fat from the freezer. Yeah. That tastes like cream right before I go to bed.
Yeah. So for this morning for breakfast, I had some of that steak I was talking about. I chopped it up finer and I overcooked it, thinking that I'll get some burnt bits kind of thing. And what ended up happening was it just took forever to eat because it was so chewy. And then she gave me one of those fat bits that was really cold, and with that kind of warm stuff I've been chewing, I had a couple bites, I swallowed a little bit, and then I started gagging, and I was going to throw up. So I threw that part out, and we decided on making the deer hot dogs.
And that turned out to be so good.
It was a game changer for today because
I just needed you to have something that made you feel okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching that video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. See you later.